My boyfriend accidentally hinted about us having kids one day. We were at Target yesterday afternoon doing our usual Sunday grocery run. We'd been together for 2 years and had this routine down to a science. He grabs the cart, I have the list on my phone, we divide and conquer the aisles. Everything was normal until we passed the toy section. He suddenly stopped pushing the cart and I almost walked into him. I turned around to see what was wrong and he was just staring at the shelves. Before I could ask, he walked over and picked up this bright green stuffed dinosaur, the kind that makes noise when you squeeze it. He stood there holding it with this weird smile on his face that I'd never seen before. I asked what he was doing and he said his nephew loved these exact dinosaurs when he was 3. He used to carry one everywhere and make it roar at people in restaurants. The way he said it, his voice got all soft and nostalgic. Then he squeezed the dinosaur and it let out this absolutely ridiculous roar that echoed through the entire toy section. An elderly couple 2 aisles over looked at us. A mom with her kids stopped and stared. Even a Target employee glanced our way. We both started laughing at how loud it was. He put it back on the shelf, still grinning. But then something shifted. He picked it up again and turned it over in his hands, checking the price tag. It was $12.99. I asked why he was looking at it again. His nephew is 12 now. Way too old for stuffed animals. He didn't need a birthday gift or anything. He didn't even hesitate. He just looked at me and said we should get this because our kid would probably love it too. Just like that. Our kid. Not a kid. Not hypothetically. Our kid. The second the words left his mouth, I watched his brain catch up to what he'd just said. His eyes went wide. His face turned this deep shade of red that started at his neck and spread all the way to his ears. He tried to shove the dinosaur back on the shelf, but his hands were shaking and he completely missed. The toy fell and hit the floor, and because of course it did, it started roaring on impact. Over and over. This dinosaur was just screaming on the Target floor while we stood there frozen. People were definitely staring now. A Target employee started walking toward us. My boyfriend was apologizing to me, to the dinosaur, to the people around us. He bent down to pick it up, but fumbled it twice before finally getting a grip on it. I was trying so hard not to laugh because he looked absolutely mortified, like he wanted the floor to open up and swallow him whole. He kept saying he didn't mean to say that. He didn't mean to make it weird. He was so sorry. I grabbed the dinosaur from his hands and put it in our cart. He just stared at me, completely confused. His mouth was actually hanging open a little bit. I told him we couldn't just leave it there after making that scene. Plus, he was right. They probably will love it. I made sure to say they, not our kid, but I held his gaze when I said it, so he'd know I meant it. He didn't say anything. He just stood there, processing. Then he grabbed my hand and squeezed it once. We finished the rest of our shopping in complete silence. Not the awkward kind, the kind where you both just said something huge without actually saying it. Every time we passed someone in an aisle, I could see him trying not to smile. At the checkout, the cashier picked up the dinosaur and squeezed it by accident. It roared again. The guy behind us in line jumped. My boyfriend actually laughed out loud this time. When we got to the car and loaded the groceries, he finally spoke. He asked if I was freaking out, if he'd ruined everything by saying that. His voice was shaking a little. I told him the only thing freaking me out was that he thought I didn't think about it too. That I hadn't been thinking about it for months but didn't know how to bring it up without scaring him away. He got quiet again. Then he said he'd been thinking about it since we moved in together 6 months ago. He just didn't want to pressure me or make me feel like that's where this had to go. We sat in the Target parking lot for 20 minutes just talking. About timelines and what we both wanted. About how neither of us had the guts to start this conversation, but a $12.99 dinosaur did it for us. The dinosaur is currently sitting on our coffee table. Neither of us has mentioned moving it. This morning I caught him squeezing it while he was making coffee just to hear it roar. He looked at me and shrugged, said he was testing it to make sure it still worked for when we'd actually need it.